The UPSC CSE arena is an ever-evolving space where staying up to date becomes as crucial as maintaining a thorough preparation. With strategic planning and holistic coverage for exam syllabus, Vision IAS Delhi presents GS Foundation course. Avail analysis and integration of current affairs with GS syllabus. All India test series with an innovative assessment system, inculcating post-test analysis, discussion, all India ranking, and more. Explore the holistic learning modules intrinsically designed for the ideal aspirant.
Very good morning. I hope you all are good. So welcome to this session of the General Studies preparation. And I hope that you must have taken a considered decision that you are embarking on the path of preparation of civil services examination. So I hope some of you might be knowing that what are the nuances associated with this exam, and apart from it, that syllabus of the exam and what all basic things that you need to do as far as this exam preparation is related. So a little bit of introduction about myself. I'm Neeraj Rao, and I'm one of the faculty of the institute who is right there from the inception. And right from the beginning, right from the foundation of the institute, I am the one who is responsible for the history section, art and culture, ancient, medieval, modern, all these parts then. And it's been almost 14 years that I have taught in the institute. And apart from it, I have taught almost in each and every city where the UPSC preparation happens in India. And I have a good experience in the southern India, like Trivandrum, Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Pune. So these all places I have taught, and in North India also, Allahabad, Lucknow, and your Delhi also, except Patna. So I haven't been to Patna, and Chandigarh also. So now, see that the session is all about history part then. So how you will be preparing for the history. So we'll go stage wise, that we'll discuss what is the syllabus which is mentioned in the prelim stage of exam, and then so as in the mains stage of exam then. So we'll go one by one. Are you comfortable, all of you then? And some basic resources, I'll tell you that what you can refer. Apart from it, I just want to know that anybody who has prepared earlier, कुछ exam दिया है पहले, that any UPSC conducted exam? No, so you're just starting. And चलो कोई बात नहीं. तो let's start with, so as far as that prelims exam is concerned, so prelims exam में I'll just show you what all things are there in the syllabus. So देखो, in prelims exam, this is what has been mentioned, all the subject syllabus, but then obviously my part is the history and rest of the things will be done by my part, that when my part is over. So history of India and Indian national movement, बस इतना ही mention है prelim stage of exam में. And I hope that in prelims exam, total 200 that 200 marks and 100 questions would be there. और 100 क्वेश्चन में जो एवरेज है हिस्ट्री सेक्शन का इन प्रीलिम्स एग्जामिनेशन, दैट इज 17 to 18 क्वेश्चंस आर आस्क्ड out of the 100 question in the prelims paper. So history of India and national movement, meaning that बहुत ज़्यादा defined नहीं है, it is very less defined. History of India will include ancient India, medieval India, so as the modern India, and there is a certain phase, a particular phase in the modern India which is called as national movement, meaning freedom struggle. So 1885 onwards, with the foundation of the Congress, it is considered as the beginning of the national movement. So एक तो ये part हो गया, but then when we look at the questions which are asked in the prelims examination, so let me give you breakup. Breakup में क्या है, that 4 to 5 questions are from ancient and medieval history. Every year, that if we go by the general pattern, so 4 to 5 questions are from the ancient and medieval history, and then 6 to 7 questions are from art and culture, and then after 6 to 7 questions are from modern Indian history. So यहाँ तो syllabus में art and culture mentioned ही नहीं है, ठीक है, but then 6 to 7 questions are there. So from where it comes? Actually, art and culture is the part of the history of India itself. That culture of the ancient India, culture of the medieval India, and culture of the modern India. So it is implicit in this part itself. Then another thing, that as far as the history syllabus in mains examination is concerned, यहाँ पे ध्यान रखना that in the mains examination there are 2 additional parts of the history. Prelims में क्या क्या पूछते हैं आपसे? They ask you ancient, medieval, modern, and art and culture. But in mains examination, 2 additional parts are there, which is world history and post-independence history. So world history, the world history, I'll tell you that what all ranges they ask, but what is post-independence? After India's independence, 1947 के बाद, whatever that has happened in the country till this point of time, so that comes under the post-independence. So post-independence is static also, but then आज के development को count करें, तो it will be little bit of dynamic also. Then world history में what they ask, so world history syllabus includes some of the revolutions which shaped the global history. And what are these revolutions? American Revolution, Industrial Revolution in Britain, and French Revolution, and then also Industrial Revolution in Japan, Germany, France. So these all places. इसके अलावा revolution के बाद what they ask, World War I, ठीक है? So major topic in the world history is World War I and World War II. And then after they also ask questions from the Cold War. And what is Cold War? 1960s के around. I hope you are comfortable in Hindi also. तो मैं मिक्स कर रहा हूँ दोनों लैंग्वेज. सो 1960s के अराउंड यूएस के बीच में, यूएस और रशिया के बीच में देयर वाज अ कोल्ड वॉर, मीनिंग दैट इट वाज नॉट materializing into the ground fight, but it was happening in a kind of just like in today's time, Canada and India. So the Cold War is also asked in the exam. But ये दो सेक्शन ध्यान रखना, ये दो सेक्शन सिर्फ मेंस में आता है. Or I'll tell you the number of the questions they do ask, but the most important section, considering both the stages of exam, is ancient, medieval, modern, and art and culture. और अगर जो mains को consideration में रखते हैं, तो most important is modern, art and culture. These two are the most important. So now understand, art and culture यहाँ पे तो prelims में कोई syllabus mention नहीं है, but then let's have a look at the syllabus of the this particular. Just give me 1 minute. So modern India, and then I'll tell you the that art and culture also. So mains stage of exam में ये syllabus mentioned है. Now you see that there are 2 parts of the modern Indian history. Modern Indian history from about middle of the 18th century until present and significant events. So what is middle of the 18th century? 1750 onwards. और 1750 के आसपास में what was the major event? Battle of Buxar, ठीक है, battle of Palasi to be first, then battle of Buxar, then third battle of Panipat. So these are the significant events. वहाँ से start करके and until present, meaning that until present, मतलब present times, that is 1950s तक ये पूछ रहे हैं, and significant events. Then this personalities and the issues, so meaning that those important personalities from that time and also important issues of that time. So अगर हम बात करें that who were the important personalities from 1750 onwards, so the different Nawabs of India, Nawab Sirajuddaulah, Mir Qasim, Mir Zafar, then Tipu Sultan, Hyder Ali, then Peshwas in Maratha area, apart from it, Maharaja Ranjit Singh. So these are the important personalities that being asked in the exam. Then second part of syllabus देखो, second part of the syllabus in the mains, ये mains का syllabus है, ठीक है? So the freedom struggle, its various stages and important contributions from the different parts of the country. So freedom struggle, its various stages and important contributions from the different parts of the country, meaning that they are covering पूरा का पूरा India, सब जगह से. मतलब पर्सनालिटीज इफ यू आर स्टडिंग तो ऐसा नहीं है कि नॉर्थ इंडिया में पढ़ा और साउथ इंडिया छोड़ दिया. सो यू हैव टू स्टडी ऑल ऑफ इट. एंड देन वेरियस स्टेजेस ऑफ फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल. तो व्हाट इज वेरियस स्टेजेस ऑफ द फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल? सो देयर आर टू टाइप ऑफ द स्ट्रगल्स, ठीक है? एक तो वायलेंट होगा, एक नॉन वायलेंट होगा. देन सो वायलेंट मूवमेंट्स एंड नॉन वायलेंट मूवमेंट. एंड वायलेंट मूवमेंट विल इंक्लूड द मूवमेंट्स व्हिच were initiated by Congress. Then so for example, moderate phase of struggle, Swadeshi boycott movement, home rule movement, and then arrival of the Gandhi and all the Gandhian movements. Then so Gandhi के क्या क्या movements थे? It starts from the local intervention of Gandhi, Champaran, Ahmedabad, Kheda. Then उसके अलावा रोलेट सत्याग्रह, नॉन कॉपरेशन मूवमेंट, सिविल डिसोबीडियंस मूवमेंट, उसके अलावा इंडिविजुअल सत्याग्रह एंड क्विट इंडिया मूवमेंट. सो दे ऑल विल कम अंडर द नॉन वायलेंट स्टेजेस ऑफ द freedom struggle. But there is a violent stage also, जहाँ पे लोगों ने that the youth of India, they have taken the arms in the hand and then they are taking the revenge with the British authority. So this is, so the violent part we call it revolutionary nationalism. उसमें तीन phases हैं. The very first phase is from 1905 to 1950, which ends with the Gadar movement, and important organization in this part are Anusilan Samiti of Bengal and also Abhinav Bharat, which was created by V.D. Savarkar. फिर दूसरा stage आता है 1924 to 34, जिसमें violent struggle है, and that phase belongs to Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Sukhdev, these people. Then third stage 1942 to 47, and that phase belongs to Subhash Chandra Bose. Then so these are, so violent phases are also there and non-violent phases are also there. So this is what has been mentioned in the mains stage of exam. Now I'll tell you what is the syllabus of the art and culture which is mentioned in the mains stage of exam. So mains stage of exam में जो syllabus है art and culture का, they say that art and architecture of India, various art forms of India. Then so art, architecture, literature and various art forms of India. So art, architecture, art बहुत बड़ा word हो गया, कहने के लिए छोटा है, तीन letters का, but then it includes everything. And what will come under the art? So dance forms, music, painting, then theater, puppetry, so many things will come under the art. Architecture बहुत simple है, let architecture from ancient times to modern times. Then sculpture. Sculpture is what? Idols, different type of the idol. We give name idol to a god's sculpture. Then, but sculpture is a murti, as you can say. Then apart from it, language and literature of India, it's also a very important topic. In fact, if I go into the categorization कि कहाँ से सबसे ज़्यादा question prelims exam में सबसे ज़्यादा पूछा है in last 10 years, so it is architecture and language and literature. Language and literature has been one of the favorite, and so has the architecture section. So these are the topics. Then this is what has been mentioned. अब if I give you little bit of analysis of कि कितने questions last 5 year में मॉडर्न से और आर्ट एंड कल्चर से मेंस एग्जाम में पूछा है, तो लास्ट 6 ईयर में, 6 ईयर का एग्जांपल दे रहा हूं, इन लास्ट 6 ईयर देयर हैज बीन दैट टोटल 16 क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम द आर्ट एंड कल्चर, ठीक है, एंड देयर हैज बीन 14 क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम द मॉडर्न इंडियन हिस्ट्री. सो इट मीन्स दैट कि that in last 5 years, government or basically UPSC has given more focus on the art and culture section in the mains examination. Prelims में हमेशा similar रहा है. It is 6 to 7 question, but sometimes they have given little bit of extra question. So extra question क्या है? जैसे for example 2014 में all of sudden everybody was stumped that how come these many questions are there from the art and culture. 14 questions they asked. Then तो ऐसा कभी कभी जैसे क्या करते हैं कि वन टाइम दे विल आस्क मोर क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम द मॉडर्न, दूसरे ईयर मोर क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम द आर्ट एंड कल्चर। अब एक और चीज है दैट मेंस एग्जाम के प्रिपरेशन करते हो तो मेंस एग्जाम के प्रिपरेशन में एंशिएंट मेडिवल कहीं सिलेबस में मेंशन नहीं है, nowhere ancient and medieval is mentioned, but then questions are asked from ancient and medieval, then one or two questions every year at least एक क्वेश्चन होता है जो एंशिएंट के मेडिवल के नेचर का होता है। तो ये क्वेश्चन आ कहां से रहा है? जस्ट लाइक आई सेड कि प्रीलिम्स में क्वेश्चन कम्स फ्रॉम हिस्ट्री ऑफ इंडिया सेक्शन से, आर्ट एंड कल्चर का क्वेश्चन इस सेक्शन से आता है। सिमिलरली इन मेंस एग्जामिनेशन एंशिएंट इंडिया मिडिवल इंडिया क्वेश्चन कम्स फ्रॉम द रूट ऑफ द आर्ट एंड कल्चर। तो उसके लिए हमेशा we will advise that whatever you have studied in art and culture and ancient medieval, revise it at both the times, prelims के time पे भी mains के time पे। Let's come to the next syllabus which is world history और post independence। तो इससे कितने questions आते हैं? Already I told you syllabus में क्या है, फिर से एक बार repeat कर रहा हूँ that when it comes to world history syllabus, so world history syllabus includes all the revolutions, industrial revolutions, in industrial revolution in Britain, France, America, then Germany, Japan, these all places, and apart from it French Revolution, American Revolution. Then also how the concept of the nation state started to emerge, meaning that creation of the particular country. So that is also the part of the world history syllabus. And then comes the World War I and World War II, and the last is Cold War. But when we look at 2013 में नया सिलेबस इंप्लीमेंट हुआ था, उसके पहले सिलेबस ऑफ यूपीएससी वाज कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट। सो इन फ्रॉम 2013 to 2024 11 years, then if I look at 11-year paper, so average number of the questions from the world history in the mains paper is just one, ठीक है, हर साल एक क्वेश्चन है। एंड देन मोर ओवर दे जनरली फोकस ऑन द इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन पार्ट, उससे काफी ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस आते हैं। इस ईयर का पेपर में भी देयर वाज अ क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम द इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन इटसेल्फ। देन व्हाट अबाउट द पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस? इट इज वन सेक्शन व्हिच वाज आस्क्ड इन 2013 इन ग्रेट नंबर। पहले ईयर जिस ईयर सिलेबस चेंज हुआ इन 2013 टोटल 3 क्वेश्चंस वेर आस्क्ड फ्रॉम द पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस, और उसके बाद के 10 साल में सिर्फ 2 क्वेश्चंस पूछा है। तो टोटल 11 years में 5 क्वेश्चंस आर देयर फ्रॉम द post-independence history. So I just want to make you comfortable that you don't need to run after completing the syllabus, or basically that reading too much in world history and post-independence. If you're doing some classes, so your class notes would be enough, or if you're doing some normal resources, so normal resources would be enough, but you'll have to work extra in ancient medieval art and culture, and so as in the modern Indian history. Then Now let's talk about the ancient and medieval में कहाँ से कहाँ तक क्या क्या पूछते हैं। Then so ancient history की अगर जो बात करें तो it all starts with the stone ages, ठीक है, जिसको क्या बोलते हो? Paleolithic age and Mesolithic age and Neolithic age. Then so stone ages से start होता है। Then after the stone age, if I have to give you the sequence of the things which has happened in the ancient history, तो timeline ऐसे start होता है। पहले स्टोन एज और बेसिकली द लिथिक हिस्ट्री, लिथिक के बाद emergence of a civilization in India, and the name of the civilization is Indus Valley Civilization. Indus Valley Civilization 2600 to 1800. उसके बाद जो पीरियड है that is the dominance of the Chalcolithic culture. Chalcolithic का मतलब है that copper and stone usage is going together, and 1500 as per our NCERT text, दैट इस पे आजकल काफी क्वेश्चन हो रहे हैं, ठीक है, बट स्टिल अभी एनसीईआरटी में यही थ्योरी है, एडवेंट ऑफ आर्यंस और अराइवल ऑफ आर्यंस इन इंडिया। So with the arrival of the Aryans in India around 1500 BC, what is happening? So establishment of that beginning of the Vedic age. वैदिक एज को 2 पार्ट में डिवाइड करते हैं, अर्ली वैदिक एज, लेटर वैदिक एज। अब ये सेक्शन देखो, पिछले 2 साल से लगातार अर्ली वैदिक एज पे 3 साल में, ठीक है, इन 2022 देयर वाज अ वन वेरी फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन ऑफ द मेंस जीएस पेपर 1 वाज फ्रॉम द ऋग्वेदिक पीरियड, एंड इस साल का भी पहला क्वेश्चन इन द मेंस पेपर वाज फ्रॉम द ऋग्वेदिक पीरियड। देन सो दैट इज अर्ली वैदिक पीरियड। देन 1000 से लेके 600 तक वी कॉल इट लेटर वैदिक पीरियड, एंड 6th century BC मतलब 500 to 600 is the age of the Reformation in India, which led to emergence of the many new religions, which includes Buddhism, Jainism, and also Ajivika. So 6th century was a big period. Uske baad 6th century is also known for emergence of the Mahajanpad. 16 Mahajanpads emerged in India. And what is this 16 Mahajanpad? 16 big territorial states. So 16 big territorial states, usme bhi the most powerful later on was Magad. Then, and actually we read in ancient history the history of Magad. अब history of Magad में क्या क्या पढ़ते हो? You start your study with the Haryanka dynasty, and Haryanka के बाद then Sishunak dynasty, Nanda dynasty, and then comes the Maurya. So most important phase is the Maurya. Maurya से बहुत सारे, that good chunk of the questions have been asked from the Mauryas, and particularly Ashoka's period is very important. So in last 10 year, abhi that last to last week, I did a 10-year analysis of the paper, which is there on the YouTube of the Vision IAS 10. So, us pe aap check karna. So, 5 questions have been asked from the Ashoka's inscription in last 10 years. Then, so inscriptions are important. Then after Maurya period is the post-Maurya age, and post-Maurya age में बहुत सारे dynasties है. Ashoka was the one big ruler, or basically that one centralized authority all over India. But after Ashoka's death, there are so many smaller kingdoms emerging, and these smaller kingdoms, so they are Satvahana, then Kanvas, Sunga, then uske alawa some of the dynasties which are, or some of the people who are coming from outside India, Indo-Greeks, Sakas, Scythians, Parthians, and most important Kushanas. So ये duration चलता है 300 AD तक, and after these people, in 319 there is emergence of the Gupta rulers, and Guptas continue till 600. After 600, emergence of Pushyabhuti dynasty in Haryana, Thanishwar, and most important ruler Harshvardhan. Then Harshvardhan ke death ke baad, after 700 there is a vacuum. That vacuum is filled by some of the dynasties like Pal dynasty of the Eastern India, then uske alawa Pratihar Gurjar of the Western India, Rajasthan part, or Central India se Karnataka tak Rashtrakutas. Then, but इस बीच में we did not mention about that which all dynasties were there in South India. So ये यहाँ से भी questions आते हैं. Sangam dynasties in South India who were contemporary to the Maurya, और Sangam में Chela, Chora, Pandyas. Then by the time of Harshvardhan in North India, there is 2 more dynasties in South India, Pallavas and Chalukyas. Then, और उसके बाद finally in 9th century, end of the 9th century AD, one more dynasty is emerging in the South India, that is Imperial Chola dynasty. So these are the people. I just see that जब classes में पढ़ोगे तो further elaboration would be there, but I'm just giving you that kind of a brief so that you can be acquainted with कि क्या क्या पढ़ना है, कौन कौन से dynasties पढ़ने हैं. अब इन dynasties से that usually they ask question. Imperial Chola say they ask more number of the question. Ashoka period they ask question. So as the period of the Harshvardhan and Gupta. So these are the favorite of UPSC. Then, and moreover, so after this, we embark on the new period, that is the medieval age. A medieval age is straightforward divided into Delhi Sultanate and Mughal period. Delhi Sultanate from 1206 to 1526 and Mughal period 1526 to 1707. But इसके अलावा इस duration में in medieval period there are many regional kingdoms which has become favorite of the UPSC nowadays, जहाँ से questions they ask very regularly, which includes the kingdoms like Kakatiya kingdom, Hoysala kingdom. Hoysalas have been favorite from last 4 years then. So they have asked n number of the question from the Hoysalas. Then Kakatiya kingdom, then Kakatiya ke alawa Western Chalukya, Eastern Chalukya, then Kadamba dynasty, Banwasi dynasty, and most important Vijayanagar kingdom. The Vijayanagar kingdom is also the favorite of UPSC. Last 10 years 6 questions have been asked from the Vijayanagar kingdom. तो ये तो part हो गया ancient and medieval का. That this is the syllabus, ancient and medieval, that you need to prepare. And ancient and medieval में, as I said to you, that 4 to sometimes that generally they ask 4 questions, but कभी कभी 5 क्वेश्चन से भी पूछ लेते हैं, ठीक है. तो 4 to 5 questions they will be asking in the prelims examination, and mains examination में there would always be 1 question from the ancient and medieval. But mains में let me tell you that what they are asking. So as I said कि वैदिक पीरियड से लगातार पिछले 3 साल में 2 क्वेश्चंस हैं. उसके अलावा they ask questions from the that Gupta period. So Gupta period se they have asked question. Vijayanagar kingdom se last 10 year mein Vijayanagar kingdom se they have asked question, and they have also asked question related to literature, then like Persian literature, then and then also the technological development in the medieval period. So questions are a little bit of mix of culture and ancient. Then let's come to, ये हो गया तुम्हारा एंशियंट एंड मिडिवल का पार्ट. लेट्स कम टू आर्ट एंड कल्चर. तो आर्ट एंड कल्चर एज आई सेड टू यू ना कि 2014 में 14 क्वेश्चंस दे आस्क्ड, और लगभग सबको बहुत शॉक लगा था कि मतलब इतने सारे क्वेश्चंस एंड देन क्वेश्चंस वर डिफिकल्ट. देन so art and culture used to be difficult in those times, but I don't think that it will be difficult if you do it in a proper manner. And I just need to tell you that the person who is standing before you, that is the person who created the entire format of the art and culture to be used in the examination. When 2013 new syllabus was introduced, I was the first teacher of this market who started teaching art and culture separately. And then since new syllabus was there, so I say it with not with the ego but with the pride that a good chunk of the people, okay, will not name, they follow what I do, then so they look up to me. So art and culture, when you go through it, then so it's in that whatever format that I have created, it's a very systematic, and then you'll always be able to attempt 85 to 90% questions of the exam easily with what I do, particularly in the classes. And moreover, I did not told you that my name, did I told you my name? Neeraj Rao. Then, so I'm also the author of 2 books then, and the books are from one of the biggest publication house of the US. They have just entered into the Indian market, or basically UPSC market. Then they have good presence in the engineering. But then, so I have written one GS compendium and then my book of art and culture. Then, so it was released on 5th of September, Teachers Day this year. So you can have a look at it for your preparation. So we will talk about other things also, other books also, then related to the other subject. So let's look at the syllabus of art and culture. कहाँ से क्या पूछा जाता है? तो in art and culture syllabus, the first and the foremost topic is the architecture and sculpture. And architecture and sculpture, believe me, that 70% of your mains question are from architecture and sculpture. Then and near about 50% of your questions in the prelims examination are from architecture and sculpture. Then तो ये एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है. और जब क्लासेस होते हैं, जैसे विजन में जो क्लासेस होते हैं, तो विजन के क्लासेस का 45% क्लासेस goes into the architecture and sculpture itself. Then so according to what number of questions are there in the both the stages of exam, same number of the classes we keep here. Then उसके अलावा the next topic is religion and philosophy, and one of the very favorite topic of the UPSC is Buddhism and Jainism. Then so religion and philosophy में you read Buddhism, Jainism and also Zoroastrianism, Parsi religion. उसके अलावा philosophy में heterodox philosophy, orthodox philosophy. Orthodox philosophy में क्या आता है? सांख्य, योग, न्याय, वैशेषिका, मीमांसा and वेदांत. And then on the other hand, in the heterodox philosophy, Charvak and Ajivika. So these philosophy you study. Then and moreover, Buddhism and Jainism are so important that in last 13 years there hasn't been a paper जिसमें एक question भी इन दोनों टॉपिक से नहीं हो. मीनिंग कि हर साल every year there is 1 or 2 question from Buddhism and Jainism. And moreover, UPSC experiments also कि जैसे normal जो मार्केट में चल रहा है, ठीक है, उसके अलावा additional new type of the questions they do ask in the Buddhism and Jainism. So here you need to work little extra in Buddhism and Jainism. Then let's come to the third important topic is the classical dance and classical music. So dance and music. So classical dance, there are 8 classical forms in India and 8 classical dance forms in India basically. Starting from Bharatnatyam, then Kuchipudi, Kathakali, Mohiniyattam, Odissi, Manipuri, Satariya and Kathak. Then so every third year there is a question from the that classical dance section. Then uske alawa classical music. So classical music will include Hindustani music and Carnatic music. Hindustani mein what all things you have? Hindustani mein there are many composition: Dhrupad, Khayal, Dhamar, Thumri, ठीक है, गजल, कव्वाली, तप्पा, तराना, and Carnatic is a separate classical music of the southern India. So from this section also every third year you get a question. So ऐसे चलता है that एक साल डांस और दूसरे ईयर म्यूजिक. देन Then the fourth topic, important topic, as I mentioned to you, language and literature. अब language and literature में what are the areas from where UPSC asks question? Sanskrit literature is the most favorite, सबसे ज़्यादा favorite. संस्कृत लिटरेचर से काफ़ी क्वेश्चंस हैं. उसके अलावा सेकंड फेवरेट इज द बुद्धिस्ट एंड जैन लिटरेचर. देन थर्ड फेवरेट ऑफ द यूपीएससी इज संगम लिटरेचर, विच इज बेसिकली तमिल लैंग्वेज लिटरेचर. And then sometimes they have asked question from the Urdu or the Persian literature also. So these all literature you must study. एक बार फिर से रिवाइज कर रहा हूँ. संस्कृत लिटरेचर, बुद्धिस्ट लिटरेचर एंड पाली लिटरेचर. So बुद्धिस्ट का लिटरेचर पाली में भी है, संस्कृत में भी है. एंड जैन लिटरेचर इज इन प्राकृत लैंग्वेज एंड संस्कृत लैंग्वेज. देन Sangam literature, which is the Tamil literature, and little bit of Urdu and Persian also. So these are the sections which are asked in language and literature. Then comes the topic of the Indian painting. So painting starts from the cave paintings of India. You will be studying in the ancient medieval also, like petroglyph painting or paintings which were created in the caves of the Bhimbedka and these all places. फिर उससे advance होता है wall paintings like mural painting, miniature painting. So painting is a section which is जहाँ से मतलब particularly in prelims examination they have asked question every 4th year. Then तो हर साल नहीं, हर चौथे साल एक question रहता है. Then comes after the painting section Bhakti and Sufi movement. बहुत important है. So Bhakti and Sufi movement से prelims में also they ask a question after every 3 year, but mains में भी हर 3 साल के बाद they ask a question from the Bhakti and Sufi. So this is the trend. And Bhakti and Sufi के अलावा there are some miscellaneous topics like theatre हो गया and also puppetry हो गया. And then if anything is in the news, current affair में जो भी कोई news में है, तो that is also covered. And sometimes culture के question they also ask from the Republic Day tableau. You understand Republic Day tableau? गणतंत्र दिवस का जो परेड होता है दिल्ली में, उसमें हर स्टेट का एक टैब्ल्यू होता है. एंड दैट टैब्ल्यू में जो भी कल्चरल रिप्रेजेंटेशन इज देयर, सो समटाइम्स दे आल्सो आस्क क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम दैट कल्चरल रिप्रेजेंटेशन. नाउ वी गॉट टू नो एंशिएंट मिडीवल आर्ट एंड कल्चर. फिर इसके बाद सो आई हैव टू स्टिक टू द टाइम ऑल्सो, कुछ लेट भी स्टार्ट हुआ है क्योंकि दिस वॉज नॉट गेटिंग कनेक्टेड. अब आते हैं मॉडर्न इंडियन हिस्ट्री पे. तो मॉडर्न इंडियन हिस्ट्री वंस अगेन that in last 11 years what is the average number of the questions in the prelims examination is 7. ठीक है, average number of the question is 7, but maximum minimum थोड़ा है. maximum minimum मतलब minimum number of the question. So minimum number of the question in last 11 years has been 5, but then maximum में it has gone till 14. ठीक है, so it has just like art and culture कि it has gone till 14. But when it comes to mains examination, so mains examination में modern Indian history के question that generally they are asking 2 to 3 question, but some year it has gone to 5 also. ठीक है? Sorry. So some year it has gone to 5 also. So 2 to 5 question you can expect from this section in the mains examination. और art and culture में mains में 2 to 5. ठीक है? दोनों में similar है. कभी 2, किसी ईयर मिनिमम इज 2. ठीक है, बट जनरल 3 क्वेश्चन होते हैं. ठीक है, सो दिस इज व्हाट इज अबाउट इट. एंड वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री एंड पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस ऑलरेडी आई हैव मेंशन्ड टू यू. नाउ इफ लेट्स गो टू द सिलेबस, सॉरी दैट रेफरेंस मटेरियल पार्ट, कि कहाँ से तैयारी स्टार्ट करनी चाहिए, फ्रॉम वेयर वी नीड टू स्टार्ट आवर प्रिपरेशन फॉर ईच एंड एवरी सेक्शन. सो लेट मी आस्क यू, कुछ किसी भी सेक्शन के लिए कुछ खरीदा है और यू हैव ऑलरेडी स्टार्टेड? यस और नो? एनीबडी फॉर एनी सेक्शन? विच वन? आर एस शर्मा फॉर एंशिएंट इंडिया. ठीक है, दैट्स अ गुड रिसोर्स टू रेफर. यू स्पेक्ट्रम फॉर मॉडर्न इंडिया. ठीक है, तो दैट इज ऑल्सो फाइन. देन उसके अलावा कुछ? हाँ, एंशिएंट एंड मिडीवल ऑफ तमिलनाडु बोर्ड. गुड, तुमने तमिलनाडु बोर्ड बोला, मुझे यही बहुत अच्छा लगा. पूछो क्यों? बिकॉज जनरली पीपल से ना that in the classes people say Tamil Nadu NCRT. So that's not the right word. NCRT is a central book and states have their own board. Then so Tamil Nadu board, rightly you said. So chalo, I'll tell you some of the sources that you can refer to. अच्छा, इसके अलावा भी कोई और क्वेश्चन हो तो पूछ सकते हो हिस्ट्री से रिलेटेड. Then I'll go to the sources. कोई है क्वेश्चन? हाँ, पूछो. नहीं, वो रहने दो. ठीक है, हाँ, फिर से पूछो. पॉलिटिकल एंड नहीं स्किप कर सकते हो, एक क्वेश्चन बता रहा हूँ. ठीक है, हाँ, मेंस में भी नहीं स्किप. देखो, इफ यू आर डूइंग अ क्लास, देन इफ यू हैव अ क्लास नोट्स, उसको एक दिन तो लगेगा रिवाइज करने में, उससे ज्यादा क्या लगेगा, तो रिवाइज इट. There are questions which are asked. Then, so for example, that there was a question which was asked that related to the Gupta period. Then, so Gupta period, and though it was related to art and culture, but then the answer was based in the political system. Okay, so Gupta numismatic art, unka coin art, why it was not noticeable in the later period of time. Then they have also asked about, for example, बहुत simple सा बता रहा हूँ, ऋग्वेदिक पीरियड इसी साल का क्वेश्चन, व्हाट दे हैव आस्क्ड. आई विल शो यू, पीपीटी कनेक्ट नहीं हो रहा है ना, इसलिए आई हैव ब्रॉट इट. सो द क्वेश्चन दे हैव आस्क्ड, सोसाइटी एंड इकोनॉमी चेंज फ्रॉम द ऋग्वेदिक टू द लेटर वैदिक टाइम. तो स्किप नहीं कर सकते हो, ठीक है. यू बस क्लास नोट्स को रिवाइज कर लो, यू डोंट नीड टू रिवाइज योर एंटायर बुक. बट मेंस के, देखो प्रीलिम्स के पहले यू रिवाइज द बुक्स, डन. बट मेंस के पहले वट एवर नोट्स दैट यू हैव क्रिएटेड, यू जस्ट रिवाइज दोज नोट्स, डन. सो डोंट स्किप, डन. कोई और क्वेश्चन, anyone else, कुछ भी पूछो, because it must be interactive and it must be a dialogue, then that's how you get benefit. You are asking anything? No? Chalo, so I'll go to the reference material, that what all things you will be referring in the exam. अच्छा, कट ऑफ के बारे में पता है कुछ? चलो वो भी डिस्कशन कर लेता हूँ थोड़ा सा. So this is the syllabus exactly mentioned of art and culture. Indian culture will cover the salient aspects of the art forms, literature and architecture from ancient to modern times. So यहाँ पे modern time क्या है? India के independence तक. Then, so they will not ask you that how Burj Khalifa is made. इतना भी modern नहीं जाएंगे वो. तो it will be there till this part. Then, so ये प्रीलिम्स के एग्जाम के क्वेश्चंस हैं. 2019 तक ही मैंने इसमें सम अप किया है, आगे वाला इसमें एडेड नहीं हो पाया. So as you can see that total number of the question, ancient, medieval including, और art and culture और modern Indian history including, तो 15, 19, 16, 22, अब 2014 में ये 22 क्यों पहुंचा? Because 14 questions from art and culture. Then 16, 17, 15, 21 and 16. आगे के years का बता रहा हूँ. This year, in 2024, only 14 questions were there. Then तो इस साल कम था. Then पिछले साल there were 17 questions, ठीक है. उसके पिछले साल there were 23 questions. So 23 तक भी जाता है इस सेक्शन से क्वेश्चन, ठीक है. Then so मेंस एग्जामिनेशन में अब ये जो एडेड है, ठीक है, दिस इज जस्ट आर्ट एंड कल्चर एंड मॉडर्न. इसमें वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री मैंने ऐड नहीं किया है. So 8 question from art and culture and modern, 8 question from art and culture and modern, and then so as 7, 5, 5, 6, 6 और अभी तक, ठीक है. This year mains paper 6 questions, last year mains paper 5 questions, उसके पिछले वाले में 6 questions. Then so that's how the questions have been asked from these two sections. Then ये तो कट ऑफ है 2018 तक, ठीक है. So just for your information that till 2015 the cutoff included CSET paper also. यहाँ से that from here onwards 2014 तक, हाँ, so 2014 तक cutoff included CSET paper also, and then एक मिनट रुको, backspace, ठीक है. and उसके अलावा from here onwards 2015 onwards only GS paper and CSET became qualifying. ये तो पता है ना कि CSET is qualifying, meaning that out of 200 you only need to get 66, but then getting 66 marks has become difficult. So you cannot neglect CSET. I'll tell you, बहुत सारे मेरे अपने students हैं जो लोग top 10 में rank है, and then apart from it they were from the NITs, ठीक है, engineering colleges से हैं. NITs you know very famous. In last, I'll not tell you rank because तुम prejudice हो जाओगे. They got just 71 marks in CSET paper. 4 नंबर इधर उधर होता, सिलेक्शन गायब. Then तो CSET को सीरियसली लेना, don't take it lightly. And then I would rather say कि if your mathematics or any of the subject which is not very strong, so take a separate teacher, ठीक है. किसी ऐसे टीचर की हेल्प लो जो मतलब क्लोज इन्वायरमेंट में कुछ कम लोगों को पढ़ाते हों. Then and then work on it. Then rather than going with the big names, you just take that find out कि कौन सा सेक्शन तुम्हारा कमजोर है, and accordingly you go for the preparation of that particular part in the CSAT. Then so now this is the cutoff, एंड 2018 के बाद से कट ऑफ नीचे होता गया है. सो इट इज 98 के बाद देन आई हैव ब्रॉट वन मोर पार्ट ऑल्सो. सो अब देखो 2019 में भी 98, 20 में 92.5, 21 में 87.5, उसके बाद देन 85.34 और उसके बाद 76 मार्क्स. देन सो कट ऑफ इज लेस देन 45%. इसका मतलब कि पेपर बहुत डिफिकल्ट है. देन सो इफ द पेपर इज डिफिकल्ट, सो व्हाट स्ट्रैटेजी यू नीड टू फॉलो? दैट डोंट अटेम्प्ट ओवर, don't go overboard. Whatever you are very much confirm, you have to look out for it, that whatever you are very much confirm, go with that. So you cannot make so many wrongs in the exam. So strategy will change. And it is also indicative that मान लो तुमने ACR एग्जाम दिया, ठीक है, some of the question of ancient and medieval you are not able to solve, and then somebody said that कि ये वाली किताब में mentioned है, you run after that book. Next year, is there a guarantee that they will be asking from that book? No, there is no guarantee. Then so don't run after so many books. Just go with that normal resources that will be enough to clear the prelims examination. Then let's move on to a reference book. So these are some of the reference book for your modern Indian history. So modern Indian history mein, I would always, I recommend it right from the beginning, this book. I feel it very good. This is class 8 old NCERT written by Arjun Dev, and moreover very, very good to start your modern preparation. Then in fact, it's a good number of the question have been asked in the prelims paper. So you start with your preparation with it. इसके अलावा लोग बिपिन चंद्रा भी लेते हैं क्लास 11th 12th की, बट देन आई वुड से कि दिस इज मच बेटर, सॉरी दिस इज मच बेटर देन द, सो दिस इज द बुक, ठीक है. एंड सेकेंड, स्ट्रगल फॉर इंडिपेंडेंस बिपिन चंद्रा एंड 4-5 मोर, प्लस का मतलब है 4 more authors are there. Then so बिपिन चंद्रा मेंस की स्टेज में दिस इज अ वेरी ब्यूटीफुल बुक. इट्स नियर अबाउट 577 पेजेस, बट इट इज इन ए स्टोरी फॉर्मेट, नॉवेल के फॉर्मेट में है. बट ये स्टार्ट होता है 1857 रिवोल्ट से. So 1857 revolt से, so basically you can refer to this book also, and then the popular book is your Spectrum publication by Rajiv Ahir. So that also you can refer. But I would request to you, take one NCERT and either of these book, ठीक है, सिर्फ एक, दोनों नहीं, because multiplication of source is not at all required in this exam, and I hope you all are here to become district collector, not the book collector. Then तो book collector मत बनना, because अगर जो किसी भी toppers है ना, that those who have cleared the exam, if you ask them in separate, क्योंकि प्लेटफॉर्म पे सब लोग आइडियल जवाब देते हैं, ठीक है, सब लोग बिहेव करते हैं कि बहुत आइडियलिज्म है, 15 घंटे 16 घंटे हम पढ़ते हैं, दैट वैसा नहीं होता है. तो व्हेन यू आस्क देम इन सेपरेट, दे विल टेल यू रीड वन बुक 10 टाइम rather than 10 book one time. That is the key to success. Then so these are the books. Then now I have brought, oh sorry, so this is the Arjun Dev wali kitab. You can find it in the market. इसके अलावा Xerox भी मिल जाता है, तो you can go ahead with the Xerox also. Then after this part, so brief history of spectrum you already know, and this is the book. I generally, मतलब अगर तुम मुझसे पूछो कि मुझे अगर जो तैयारी करनी हो वापस से, and then which book I would go, तो I will go with Arjun Dev and Bipin Chandra. But this is the original book, and why so? Because प्रीलिम्स तो हो जाता है एक्चुअली, ठीक है, प्रीलिम्स तो क्लास नोट्स में भी हो जाता है बहुत हद तक. इनफैक्ट आई टेल यू वन थिंग, दैट पीपल हैव पॉपुलराइज्ड स्पेक्ट्रम नाउअडेज सो मच, बट देन 85% of the question in last 9 years, then you can easily found in my class notes. Then and same 85% of the questions are solved from the spectrum itself. Then so 15% स्पेक्ट्रम भी एड्रेस नहीं करता है और 15% कोई भी एड्रेस नहीं करता है, वो सिर्फ यूपीएससी के पाले में होता है. देन मीनिंग दैट यूपीएससी इफ इट वांट्स, इट विल आस्क क्वेश्चन, इट विल नॉट बी गिवन एनीवेयर. देन तो class notes also address the problem. But what is the beauty of this book? That you learn how to write answers, answer writing, and moreover when you I am a believer of the story format. If you know a fact in a story, you will remember a fact. But if you just try to remember a fact, it will be kind of confusing later on, and then you will not be able to remember it. Then, so history में एक technique सबसे ज़्यादा important है, that is understand history, art and culture in a story format. You will never be feeling that it is a boring, and you will always tend to remember a good chunk of information. So go with the story format. So this way, this book is quite good. And then comes, so this is also one of the NCERT, that alternative NCERT that you can say. So it is the Modern India History textbook of the class 12th. It is Bipin Chandra, ठीक है? तो ये बिपिन चंद्र वाली पीछे वाली जो किताब थी, दैट इज पेंगुइन पब्लिकेशन, एंड दिस इज एनसीईआरटी. सो अगर जो अर्जुन देव नहीं पढ़ना चाहते हो तो यू कैन गो विद दिस एनसीईआरटी, बट डोंट बाई बोथ ऑफ इट. देन दोनों मत खरीदना, जस्ट गो विद दिस वन. देन एंड देन so this is ancient India. For ancient India, I would recommend you to start your preparation from the Arya Sharma. So this is class 11th NCERT of Arya Sharma. अच्छी NCERT है, ठीक है, और questions भी बहुत हद तक इससे एग्जाम में आते हैं. तो you can start your preparation with this NCERT for the ancient India. Then for the next part, so this is one NCERT of art and culture. It was released in 2011, art and culture के लिए. But problem इसके साथ क्या थी? Language is very complex. Then, and it seems that you are a student of the B Arch, that Bachelor of Architecture and Fine Arts. So the language is very complex, and in fact there was a criticism of the book also. So initially, जब 2011 में ये book launch हुई थी, so first 3 years there were questions from this book. But nowadays they have reduced the questions from the book. But then what is relevant in this? तो इसको खरीदना नहीं. You download it from the NCERT website and just look at the pictures and the images which are there in the, so description of the images. So all images and description of the images that you can look at. Then medieval India, this book you can refer, it is Satish Chandra. Then, so Satish Chandra, class 11th book. It is also quite relevant. अगर जो सतीश चंद्रा पढ़ लिया है तो कोई और किताब रेफर करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. और particularly ancient and medieval, if you don't have history optional, so you just refer to this only. ठीक है, ये दोनों बुक्स के अलावा कुछ भी रेफर मत करना. Multiplication of sources, and he said that he is studying Tamil Nadu textbook. I feel it is good, but एक प्रॉब्लम है तमिलनाडु टेक्स्ट बुक के साथ, because तमिलनाडु is one state which does not coincides with the central government. Then, and moreover, that history writings of the Tamil Nadu textbook, some places it is different from the NCERT. Information is different from the NCERT. So since you are giving the central exam, okay, central government exam, UPSC, so if there will be a dispute on the information, UPSC will refer to NCERT, not the Tamil Nadu. Okay? So that way, Tamil Nadu becomes little tricky. Okay? Little tricky. I would rather suggest that go with the NCERTs. Then, so this is my book, okay, which I just released on 5th of September. But apart from it, book, you just go through it and you can find the things in the story format. Iske alawa, there is a one resource which I would like you to use it in your benefit. It is open one. In October, I started, that in April, I started this new channel of mine, Culture Quantum on YouTube. So you can open, you can subscribe to it. And what I cover in this part, culture and the history. In fact, I'll tell you something about it. So this year, prelims ke pehle, okay, I just created 3 videos of 1.5 hours, okay? 1.5 घंटे की 3 videos. Then in art and culture, I covered 12 topics in 20 minutes. And it was my prediction that questions, these 12 topics में से question आना चाहिए. 4 questions were there in prelims paper from art and culture. Then, so it's not like that कि माँ सरस्वती का वास है, होना भी चाहिए, but उसके अलावा मतलब I do my own analysis of last 25 to 30 year paper. And उसके basis पे जो मैंने predict किया कि यहाँ से आना चाहिए. एक क्लास में मैंने बोला, just prelims के एक दिन एग्जाम के पहले मॉडर्न की क्लास चल रही थी, and I said to them that if there is no question coming from the permanent and permanent settlement or the land revenue settlement, you change my name. तो पूरी क्लास दे वर लाइक दैट इट वाज 250 पीपल एंड दे वर लाइक कि सर हम नाम सोच रहे हैं आपका बदलने के लिए. तो आई वाज लाइक अरे नहीं आया तो क्या नाम रखेंगे. The question came because I had the conviction that it's been time that settlement must be asked and question came in the exam. So total out of that 1 hour 30-minute video, total 7 questions were there in the prelims paper. Then so keep looking at it, and moreover mains के लगभग सारे questions address हो रहे हैं because the question which they asked in the mains paper this year, so that question I directly covered from the place जहाँ पे basically that those temples. So I usually what I do, since I said to you that I was the pioneer of the new art and culture syllabus of this exam, that who created the format and almost good chunk of the people follow it. So what I do, that I believe in excursion. Excursion, you know, that I go to the place, I study the place over there, not just with the books, and then same thing I have done in my book also. Then, so for example, Hoysaleshwar temple, I did it from there only, and 3 questions in last 3 years have been asked from the Hoysaleshwar temple. So from the live location, the video is there, things are explained. कि temple wall को touch करते हुए I have explained everything. So you can go and take the benefit of it. One of the very favorite topic in the modern Indian history of UPSC is, will tell you interesting part, Portuguese. Advent of Europeans and advent of Europeans में Portuguese. Portuguese से last 5 years में 5 questions prelims में पूछा है, ठीक है? And interesting part of it, that's all of us, मतलब as a student of UPSC we run after कि चलो spectrum ले लेते हैं, ठीक है? सिर्फ एक question spectrum में दिया हुआ था. Then so, and I have covered the Portuguese story, their arrival in India, and then till the end of the Portuguese, and everything, ठीक है, is covered in that video. उस video से भी 2 questions थे, ठीक है? तो 7 अलग और 2 questions अलग. Then, तो take help of it. Then take help of it in your benefit. कि जब भी कभी बोर हो रहे हो, if you're not feeling like that you need to read or something, so you can see the videos, and it is interesting videos. Then temples would be there, history would be there, and then this is the another contact of mine through which you can contact me. Telegram channel. It's with the same name, t.me and Culture Quantum. So here I upload some of the notes and everything. Okay? It's not for the discussion, but then notes and everything I upload, and that also you can take benefit. So with this, I'm ending this session, okay? And next session, I think it is polity, okay? So Amil sir will be taking polity session. If you have any last question, you can ask. कोई question हो तो पूछ सकते हो. Kindle format is there. Amazon pay it is available. Then, so it's John Wiley publication. It's, and moreover, chalo, matlab this is not elaboration of this one, but then this feature you can further see from my channel Culture Quantum, that what is this feature. That feature was, sorry, so it's gone. So just give me 1 minute. It's not coming anyways then. So I'll do one thing, okay? Just wait for a minute. See, that will help you. The last feature which I have mentioned, ठीक है, कर लूँगा मैं. So last feature which I have mentioned, it will help you in answer writing. Because see that, अभी जैसे इस साल का पेपर हुआ, ठीक है? पेपर में जो क्वेश्चन था, you just register through this app, and then this is the most unique aspect and the new innovation, ठीक है? First time in any book in India. So what you do, that if you are putting your that mains का question ही डाला इसमें, so what it will do, that once you scan, you are registered, and once you are registered, it will take you to WhatsApp. And in WhatsApp, when you type the question, मेंस का एग्जाम या कोई भी क्वेश्चन जो यूपीएससी के एग्जाम में पूछा हुआ है, ठीक है? Then you're typing, it takes 20 to 25 seconds, and it will give you model answer. Then, so one of the best model answer. And we have just started. I have started, ठीक है? And it was in collaboration with some group with the US. Then, so they have developed this, and that's how you can take maximum benefit of it. Next time onwards, maybe next year onwards, बहुत लोग भी लेके आ जाएंगे, because it's very that copycat market. Then, so but I have started, and first movers advantage हमेशा होगा तुम्हारे पास if you are going with this one. So with this, chalo, I'm ending the classes and ending the session basically of mine one, that is history. I hope many of you would be joining, and I would be able to see you in the classes also. But if you're not joining, then also you have enough resources to prepare at your own. Then, So, chalo, thank you and best of luck to all of you. Thank you.